From the Kohl Center in Madison, it's Todd Milewski from the State Journal with the wrap-up of the Wisconsin men's hockey 4-0 loss to the U.S. under-18 team in an exhibition game here on Thursday night. Wow. Well, 42 more chances, scoring chances, well, shots on goal for the Badgers and no goals. It's wow. Yeah, okay, I've said wow a couple times already. That's not a good start, but it's the struggle is real and ongoing for the Badgers offense. Tonight it was Dylan Silverstein, a Boston College recruit who stumped the Badgers. Not for a lack of trying again from Wisconsin's part, just the finishing is not there. It doesn't help the confidence, I think, when you give up a goal on the first shift of the game and the effort is questionable on it. That was the case on the Rutger McGroarty goal that put U.S. team up 1-0 in the first minute, and there were enough questionable moments that from the Badgers leading to 4 breakaways on Ben Garrity, the goalie who was making his first start for Wisconsin. Sophomore, didn't play at all last year, got briefly into the tail end of a game early this season. Got a chance to get the start tonight in the game that doesn't count towards anything, but one that the Badgers really needed to use to build something moving forward here, and they didn't do that. And Tony Granato seemed pretty dispirited about that after the game when he was in here talking. Said, this was a chance for them to do some building, and because they didn't do that, they're going to have to do it in practice next week, and some intensity and some battle. And so that's the short of it. This is not trending in a very good direction. Obviously, it hasn't. I mean, the Badgers are 4-11-1. It's not a good place, and it's not showing many signs of getting better in any way. So I do think, and I think I've written this, and I think I've probably said it on here before, the Badgers are unlucky in scoring. Yes, that is the case. You don't, through 16 games, have opposing goalies have a .958 save percentage without some bit of misfortune there. But I don't think the Badgers are talented enough to overcome that misfortune offensively. So that's where they end up with scoring 1 goal last weekend, scoring 1 goal in 2 games 2 weeks before that, scoring 0 tonight. That's where things end up. And so that's, a tough place to be, but that's where it stands. I said this was going to be a quick one tonight. Eric says, Coach sounded legitimately peeved on the radio post-game interview. Did you notice a stark difference in his tone in your interview too? First time he was legitimately disappointed in the effort on the evening. Yeah, I did notice that tonight. Same thing here in the media room. And I think that was you're right. It was an effort-related disappointment. Not that the Badgers didn't get chances offensively. They just didn't. For me, they looked like at times they're just going through the motions tonight, and that's not gonna cut it. Whether you're playing a group of 16 and 17-year-olds or Michigan or Minnesota or anyone in the Big Ten. That was, I think, a pretty stark reality out of this one for Wisconsin. It's a rough night and a rough I mean, it's Thursday night. They don't play again until next Friday back here at the Kohl Center against Penn State. That's a long time to be sitting on this, and really then you're going into winter break, and it's going to be a pretty dour winter break for Badgers men's hockey. There is a little bit of excitement in having that tournament in Milwaukee to start the second half, but that only carries a little bit, I think. Eric asked if I'm aware of any non-coach team meetings yet this season. I'm not fully aware of one. I did just notice that players were just a couple of minutes ago walking out of the building, a few of them, so I don't know if that was part of something bigger or if that was just some players being a little later out of the building than others, but this is something that we've seen before, that that the players say they can do better and that they will do better, but they have to prove it, and that's continues to be the case. Maybe there's not enough push coming from the coaches. Maybe there's not enough push coming from the players themselves. That's 16 games, 9 weeks into the season now. It's something that really can't happen. So, but that's where it is. Thank you to everyone wishing me happy birthday. This was, I did have a moment in the third period when the Badgers challenged one of the goals for offsides. No, not in an exhibition game, not tonight. But it did go fast, so I'll give it that. So, all right, I'm out. Thanks for joining me tonight. Make sure you check out the game story on madison.com and in Friday's State Journal, and we'll have coverage of the Badgers women's series against Minnesota over at LeBon all weekend. Make sure you check that out, and thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.